let's recap week 11 in the NFL and preview the best Monday night football game of the year between the Eagles and the Chiefs. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, and we're here to talk a little football. That's right, baby. What a wild day of football on Sunday. For you new subscribers, we usually do these Sunday night videos to kind of go over what we talked about or what we saw on the field today, and also our bets recap and preview that Monday night game. I will not have any takeaways today, though. I got to get this video and the NBA video done at a decent time tonight because, as you guys know, I am leaving bright and early Monday morning to head to Hawaii with my family for 8 days. So we're gonna make this a little shorter, but I still want to get you my Monday Night Football preview, best bets, and recap the weekend real quick. So, and also speaking of new subscribers, thank you for all the likes, the comments, and new subscriptions. We have been growing tremendously in the last week, and it's all thanks to you guys. So I appreciate it. We're gonna keep it rolling. We are gonna get an NBA video out for Monday. I think we're on kind of a run there. I'm not sure, but I think we're doing decent right now. So let's just keep that rolling. But like I mentioned in this video, we're going to go over our bets for week 11. As a small, profitable weekend, we'll take it, but I wanted better. Go over that head to head bet between me and Ryan, and then we will preview the Monday Night Football game. And oh boy, is it a beauty! We got the Philadelphia Eagles going to Arrowhead Stadium to face the Kansas City Chiefs in a Super Bowl matchup. So, anyways, hit that like button again. Keep commenting down below. I appreciate it. Reminder this week, I may not be able to get back to everyone's comments or anything like that. So, if there's any questions in the comments, hopefully you guys can help each other out and all that. But I'll do as much as I can, that's for sure, while enjoying some family time. So, all right, that's all I got. Let's get into it. And it starts with the bets recap. All right, the game bets has been absolutely carrying us this year, but this weekend was not the case. Thursday night football, that was just crappy luck. I'm going to be honest. You guys that followed the game know exactly what happened. Andrews 40 plus receiving yards. He had 20 something after the first drive, and then he gets hurt. I think he's out for the entire season. I feel bad for the guy, but we would have easily won this bet. I mean, it would have been no contest. But oh well, it happens. It's football. Next one, Dolphins minus 12 and a half. Cheese and rice. Can they not get their offense going? What was that? Two in the offense just did not look like they've looked in the past, or maybe the Raiders' defense is just better than we all think they are. But they won the game. I think it's by 7. They did not cover the 12 and a half. That was just ugly. Bad read by me, I guess. So next one, Cowboys team total under 27 and a half. This one might have been the most frustrating. I was complaining a little bit in Discord on this one. They had drive after drive, just keep going, keep moving on because of penalties by the Panthers. One guy had a horse collar and a face mask penalty on the same tackle. That's right, two hands used for each penalty. He had two penalties called on him, and they just kept extending drives for the Cowboys, and it absolutely killed them. So they ended with 17 points at halftime. Okay, then we get to the fourth quarter. We have a chance, and then Bryce Young throws a pick six. You know what? You're not going to win a team total under when the other team is having a ton of penalties and throwing a pick six. So you know what? It is what it is. So I'm not saying it would have happened for sure, go under, but I definitely would have had a better chance. So that was a loss. That's my rant on that game. It is what it is. 49ers team total over 20 and a half. Lions team total over 23 and a half. Another winner for the alternate team total. So that was nice. The Lions one was sweaty. I did not think it was going to happen. The Lions stormed back to beat the Bears. That was crazy. Jared Goff, I think, had 3 interceptions. He looked absolutely awful. I mean, Goffle. That's a new word I just made up. But he came back and he got the job done. So that's 2 weeks in a row of that alternate team total. 49ers got it done pretty easily. And then over there on the right, another loss on the Trends parlay. That is not official. If you're wondering why it doesn't match the record, that's never official. It just wasn't pretty. I don't think any three of those won. I don't know exactly. I don't know if the Jets and Buffalo went over. It was kind of going on when we started this, but that was a loss. It was a bummer. So we still only have the one Trends parlay win. And if you're new to the channel, that's just a parlay that we take from all the trends that I've been giving out that have been really good this year. We just take 3 of them and try to put it together in a parlay. So now to the good stuff, the player props. McBride 5 plus and Njoku 3 plus catches each plus 115. That was a nice winner. Kind of an early cash, but then McBride kind of disappeared after that. Jordan Love over 228 and a half passing yards. Another quarterback goes over against the Los Angeles Chargers. That was a beautiful win. And then Jake Moody over 2.5 PATs. Another easy win. Cashed in the second half. Only had one at halftime. But then the 49ers offense picked it up. He got 3 PATs. He might have got more. I don't even know. I didn't check. So nice 3-0 day on the player props. Like I said, player props have been a little worse for us than my game bets, but the roles reversed today. So let's check out the overall record now. especially for you guys that are new to the channel. This is what's been going on. It hasn't been as good as I wanted to in the NFL season, to be honest with you. But we got my game bets 27 and 18. We are still up 8.84 units on those. Ryan's game bets 4 and 9, down 5.47. He hasn't made a bet in a while, been work, sick, all those things, but he will be back. Anytime touchdown bets, we did not have any this week because I didn't do a full video and didn't have time. But we are 9 and 15, down 3.03, and player props are practically even. 21 and 22, down 0.74. There's the trends parlay 1 and 6, but we're about even, and those aren't official. 61 and 64, down 1.70 units. I know we're going to turn it around. Hopefully that starts in week 12, but I don't like being close to even. It's just not good enough, to be honest with you. So that's the bets recap from week 11. And now let's go recap the head to head bet between me and Ryan. I have officially done it. I have a winning record versus Ryan for the first time all freaking season, and it is so beautiful. The Browns won 13 to 10. I had the Browns -1, or I don't even know, somewhere around 1 point, and I got the win. I am now 6 and 5. Ryan is 5 and 6, and there's no looking back for me. Ryan, thank you for letting me come back. I appreciate that.
Oh, I definitely wasn't letting you come back. I've been struggling with seems like a lot of the bets, the best bets. Now this put my hair on the line, and you can see what happened. Got the mohawk going. It wasn't the best. I figured I had more time. I thought I was going to get a couple of victories. Thought the mohawk would be a little bit longer, but man, these Steelers, they struggled big time. Their offense is terrible. Kenny Pickett is not an NFL quarterback. I've said it. He's done. It's just frickin' he's over. He screwed me. The only time they got some yards was off of what's the running back?
Jalen
Warren?
Warren?
Yeah, he went frickin' 71 yards, and that was basically all they did. So yeah, Steelers sucked.
Yeah, and by the way, for those of you that don't know, that is a mohawk. I know there's not a lot of hair up there, but that is actually a mo. That's pretty good. There we go. There's a better angle. Guys, this game, a lot of people are going to say bad things about it, but it's not all bad. Like if you were someone who was extremely tired and you needed a nap, this was the game to do it. And you got rested and you're ready to go for the rest of the day. My goodness, 13 to 10. Uh, Nobody had over 260 total yards. Like he said, the Steelers had 240 or something like that, and 70 of it or so was on the Jalen Warren touchdown run. It was just ugly. The Browns defense is absolutely elite though when they are at home. We've talked about that before. On the road, they're a little bit more vulnerable, but man, Pickett and that offense were brutal. DTR was brutal. Everyone just sucked. It was ugly. You guys probably didn't watch it. You're probably hearing for the first time that the Browns won because nobody cared about it. But that's what happened. I am 6 and 5. Thanks, Ryan, for hopping on. And I now have the winning record, and I have the pride, the ego, everything else that comes with it about the head-to-head. So that's what we got. Now it's time. Let's talk a little Eagles and Chiefs. Monday Night Football takes us out to Arrowhead Stadium. We got the Chiefs hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Chiefs -2.5, over under 45.5. Great matchup right here. Super Bowl rematch, a battle of the Kelsey brothers. Against the spread this year, Eagles 5-2-2, and that is 3-1-1 on the road. Chiefs 6-3 against the spread. They are 3-1 against the spread at home. This game's got some interesting matchups. It's going to be a fun one to watch. I think the Chiefs are going to struggle to move the ball on the ground. This Eagles defense has the number one defense in the NFL against the run, but they are 28th in passing yards allowed. It's going to be up to Mahomes and this passing offense if they want to move the ball consistently. But the Eagles on defense are middle of the pack versus tight ends and receiving yards allowed, which is huge, obviously, because Mr. Travis Swift over there is he's as good as he gets. He's unbelievable. So if he can have a decent game, it's going to really help. But the Eagles are going to game plan for him. Eagles on offense, they're probably going to rely on their running game a little bit because the Chiefs 17th in rush yards allowed. They haven't been bad against the run, but they are a top five fast defense. They're going to be tough to move the ball through the air. So a big reason these are two of the best teams also is third down. We've talked about it before. Third down percentage is huge, kind of like putting in golf, to be honest. That's just I don't know if that's even a good similarity, but Eagles, number one in the NFL on third down, thanks to that tush push or cheek sneak or brotherly push. I don't even know what you call it anymore, but that really helps. That they have converted 50% of third downs, number one in the league. Chiefs, fourth in the NFL on third downs at 45.5%. And also, the Eagles on defense on third downs, they actually struggle. They are 42.6%, 25th in the NFL. So if you go by the numbers, a little matchup advantage for the Chiefs on third down there. But that's just kind of inside the matchup and what these teams do well. And there's not a ton of big weaknesses on these teams. Obviously, the Eagles secondary has not been that good this year, but these lines are pretty good, especially the Eagles. So I got one best bet and a couple leans to get into. I'm going to give you my best bet first. Hold your breath. It's a bet that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel uncomfortable, but sometimes you have to do it. AJ Brown under 85 and a half receiving yards at minus 115 on DraftKings. I know it's scary, guys. I completely get it. If you don't want to tail it, I completely understand. I'm not going to sit here and say this is my best bet of the entire weekend or anything, but I do like this bet. I know AJ Brown is a stud. This is not me sitting here saying he's overrated. He is a stud. He is a beast, but this is the number. It's 85 and a half. The Chiefs defense has only allowed two wide receivers all season long to go over 85 and a half. And you're thinking, okay, well, it's probably Justin Jefferson or Cooper Cup or some big receiver. No, it's Josh Palmer and Christian Kirk. That's right. They held Tyreek Hill to 62 yards, Jalen Waddle to 42, held Justin Jefferson to 28. This defense knows how to stop number one receivers and good passing attacks. So, AJ Brown, I know he's a stud, but let's just go through the numbers real quick. Some pretty weak pass defense. Faced the Commanders twice, as bad as it gets, guys. Gives up the most yards to wide receivers. I mean, it is ugly. The Dolphins, I mean, the last week or two, they've been a little bit better because they got some health back in the secondary, but they're not a great pass defense. Rams are not a great pass defense. The Tampa Bay Bucks, a great run defense, awful pass defense as well. The best pass defense he has faced all year is the Dallas Cowboys last week. He had 66 receiving yards. He went well under this total. A big reason why the Chiefs don't give up a lot of receiving yards to wide receivers is because they get a ton of pressure on the quarterbacks. I mean, they are getting a ton of sacks. They're a top three team in pressure percentage. And then on top of all this, a little cherry on top. The weather's not going to be that great. We're talking in the 30s, light rain, and wind up to 20 miles an hour. You don't want wind if you're trying to do a passing game. You don't want freezing cold or rain or anything like that. I don't think it's going to downpour or anything like that. But it's just another help. I'm not making this bet just because of the weather, just because of one thing. It's all of it together. I just don't think AJ Brown gets there. You're gonna have to stress about it all game. I'm not gonna lie, he's a stud. We know that, but I don't. I think that number's too high based on past games versus some bad defenses. So give me AJ Brown under 85 and a half receiving yards as my best bet. Now a couple leans. One lean I had was a 6 point teaser. Same game. Eagles plus 8.5. So we're moving their plus 2.5 up to 8.5, moving over the big numbers, which is what you want to do in a teaser. You want to move over the key numbers, the 3, the 4, the 6, the 7, getting all the way up to 8.5, and then taking the total up 6 points and taking the under. So Eagles plus 8.5, under 51.5. We talked about last video and all the trends. I mean, it hits at an unbelievable rate. The unders do in primetime games. And the weather helps a little bit with the under as well. And then for the Eagles, 8 plus 8.5. I mean, I think this game goes down the wire. I don't see an Eagle. This Eagles team is not a team that you could just blow out. Chiefs don't have enough weapons on offense. I think the Eagles have a chance to win it. So plus 8.5 would be great. I might put a half unit on it. The only thing that worried me a little was the under, just because it's Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes. You never know. These guys could put up some points. Another lean I had Jalen Hurts over 8.5 rush attempts. I think the Chiefs are going to get into him early and often, and it's going to make him leave the pocket pretty quickly. So I didn't take it because I think they lean on the run a little bit more. Jalen Hurts should be more healthy, but if he's not, he might not try to look that run that much. So either way, it's just a lean right now. Over 8.5 rush attempts. I have not made this bet, but I just wanted to point that out to you guys. So that's my preview. That's my best bet and my leans for Monday Night Football. Thanks for watching, everyone. The NBA video will be out in a little while, too, so be sure to check that out. I will be on vacation, just as a reminder, in case you fast forwarded through that intro. I'm going to be in Hawaii. I'm going to get out as many videos or shorts or Twitter or Discord or anything that I can. So if you're not following, be sure to use that link below for Discord. Go join us on Twitter, X, all that kind of stuff, so you have all up to date and everything. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Hope everyone has a great Monday, and we'll talk to you soon.